Hello everybody, it is Daniel from Tech Up, and I'm currently very mad at Linus Tech Tips. So, many people know Linus Tech Tips as the super annoying and very highly thinking of himself person, which he is. But recently, quite recently, he did a Build the Perfect Gaming PC Holiday Buyer's Guide 2017. And his part lists are abhorrent. To be honest, they are disgusting, and I feel offended personally. That was a joke. But so Linus Tech Tips has made these pretty bad part lists for the money. So I'm going to go through each one and I'm going to kill them with my own part list. So for his just game, he has a Ryzen 3 1200, 8 gigs of DDR4, an A320 motherboard, a Thermaltake V2 Plus with a 450 watt PSU, 1050 Ti, Fire CUDA, Windows 10 Home, and that's it. So let's see what 1050 Ti he used. Oh, of course he doesn't go with a good deal. So my part list is the same exact thing, except cheaper, better power supply, and arguably a better case. So right now he managed to part this whole build out for, let's just skip to the part where he does it. Alright, I hate his voice. I've gotten used to it. So $494. For $481, I put together a part list with a Ryzen 3 1200, a B350 motherboard, overclockable, and I'm pretty sure, 4 DIMM slots, which is better than his A320 with 2 DIMM slots and horrible expandability. Oh shoot, wait. I accidentally deleted one of my part lists. That's not very good. Oh well. So then for the RAM, I'm pretty sure I just went with the cheapest DDR4 stick possible. Sorry about this, guys. I didn't know that would happen. So yeah, I just chose 8 gigs, and you go to the cheapest one, $70 for $26.66. Already better than the one he put on, which is currently $93. Now on Newegg, I assume the price hasn't gone up that high. Okay, no, it's $70, but still, that's not actually, that's the same one I chose. So you know what, Linus, good on you. You got a decent price set of RAM. Alright, so then for the next thing was the storage. He went with the Fire CUDA. I chose a very simple WD Blue. It's what everybody goes with for $40. You can find $30 hard drives that are 1 terabyte. You could have probably even squeezed in a super cheap SSD. For his case, I chose the S340 Elite. Or not the Elite, just the S340, which is my case, and it's wonderful. I love building in it. And I also set the modular Corsair 550 watt power supply, the Corsair CX550M, which is $30 with sale, $20 mail-in rebate. The one thing that he does price in is Windows 10, and that's probably why his part lists are so disgusting, because he's saying you're paying $100 for Windows 10. Nobody pays that much for Windows 10, Linus, and I think it's time that you should learn that people are much thriftier than spending $100 for Windows 10. You can do it unactivated. I've used it unactivated. I have friends who use it unactivated. It has not affected them in any way, and it's fine. I actually like it more than normal Windows. It's just you can't change your background, and you get a stupid little thing. But it doesn't even happen during games. So I don't know why he puts that in. You can get it for $30 on Kingwin. You could get it for $3 on eBay. That's probably why his part lists are so bad. But actually, let's see his second part list, the Game Now. So, before rebate, the Game Now that I made is $11.96. His is $11.51. So mine with the $50 of rebates, it's $50 over. It's like $20 over or $40 over. With the rebates, it's $10 under. So for this build, he went with the Ryzen 5 1400, 16 gigs of DDR4, B350 PC mate, 550 watt PSU, Thermaltake Versa H21, GeForce 1070, 525 gig SSD. Linus, if only you didn't include Windows, because what I managed to do was put a Ryzen 5 1600, a B350 Tomahawk, 3000 DDR4 3000 memory, an MX 525 SSD, and the Toshiba P300, a 3TB SSD. The reason I put it at 82 is because it was going to give me this one from I don't know what website that is. So I just put the Amazon and Newegg prices. That's why. It's $82. Oh, and of course it deletes. So I put a 1070 in there as well. And that was it. Oh, the case, I put a S340 Elite. Alright, so for this part list, this is the high end. Linus chose to do a i7-8700X, which will forever amaze me and confuse me why anyone would build with this part. It is the dumbest part. It is the most useless part ever created, and it is very not good. Sorry to say it. It is cheaper than the 8700K, but it's not better. It's much harder to overclock, and much more expensive motherboard. So, yeah, it's the X299 boards, but it does use quad channel, which is a pro. So, of course, Linus goes with expensive stuff again. What I did was I got the 8700K with a free shipping. I don't even know why I mentioned that, from B&H, which is pretty good. They're on par with Newegg and Amazon. They're not as big as them, but it's like photo stuff. I got the Kraken X62, which is probably the best water cooler for 280 millimeters that you can buy from a store. So that's a pro. It's not custom made, will definitely be better. I got the Asus TUF Z370 motherboard. It's RGB. If you like this aesthetic, you can get it. I just chose it because it was Asus and it had Wi-Fi, I believe. Oh no, it doesn't. Never mind. So you should actually go with the ASRock if you want Wi-Fi. I went with the MX300 1TB SSD and a 5TB hard drive. Linus managed to put in a 525 gig SSD, which is smaller, and a smaller hard drive by 50% smaller and 1TB smaller. He put Windows 10 Home and only got a Vega 64 and a 1070 or a 1070 Ti in the build. Which, Linus, I'm very disappointed in you. I got a 1080 in there. I could have put a 1080 Ti if I really needed to. But no. Of course, Linus chooses the wrong thing. If I wanted to put a 1080 Ti in, I'd probably go with the 8600K, which is worse performance, better overclocking. You get it in the extra $200. Lower the hard drive to like how many? To like 3 terabytes, and then you're already ahead of the game. Or just get the 525 gig SSD. Now, for these builds, you could always edit them, put in smaller SSDs, but Linus, please don't do any more guides like this without doing research. I know you're trying to get the best prices, but most of these parts are MSRP. This drive, if you go into the history, it's floated at around this price. Now, it is a drop, but it's only been $30 cheaper, or $30 more expensive. Yeah, about $30 more expensive at other times. So it's not that much of a deal. 1080, I got the 1080 at MSRP. It's not a deal. The case isn't a deal. The power supply, it's not necessarily a deal. You just go with a different brand. Hard drive, hardly a deal. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fair deal, but it's usually $140. The SSD I already went over. The 8700K is actually above MSRP. The X62, it is a deal, but you get the H100i and it cools fairly similar. The motherboard, $10 mail-in rebate. Oh god, sorry guys, I cheated. $10. And this is cheaper than what Linus has. I'm pretty sure. No. His is 7. Yeah, his is 2072. My computer, which is, oh, sorry, I deleted the RAM. I did have 32 gigs of RAM in here, and it did work. You just go for the cheapest one, 32,000 DDR4, and oh well, it's same price as his. Seriously, Linus, if I had one word of advice to you, if you manage to find this, which no way you will, research, do some more common deals. I guarantee you everybody in the world has access to Reddit r/build PC sales. I guarantee you. And if they don't, they're living in the dark ages, sadly. But if they don't have an internet connection or they're blocked, they're probably not going to be able to use a gaming PC either way. They could go to the library and get Reddit r/build PC sales. So that's not the barrier. Really, it's just the operating systems that made these part lists so bad. Otherwise, I bet Linus would be able to make better ones. But, oh well. Linus, if I had one word of advice, why do I keep saying this? Watch Nerd on a Budget and use r/build PC sales, because it's just kind of sad. You're a tech YouTuber, a tech journalist, and you can't make a $400 PC, a $1,000 PC. You couldn't fit a $1,600 into a $1,000 PC. And actually, for the 1600 build, I overpriced it a ton. You can go, if you have a Micro Center near you, you can get the Tomahawk motherboard and a 1600 for $205. I have a friend I've been helping him out with parts. He's gonna get a $600 Ryzen 5 1600 build, 1050 Ti, decent amount of storage, 16 gigs of RAM, 3000, all this stuff. But of course, Linus manages to do similar spec thing and make it cost twice as much. So, yeah, Linus, you tried. Hopefully next time you can do better. Love you, babe. Bye.